Dune. Dude, this trailer was so amazing. I cannot emphasize how amazing this trailer was. I think this is one of the best trailers of this year. It was definitely made for mass appeal, and it had some humor, it had epic shots, it looked brilliant. It just had that epic feel to this, and I just loved it. I was already excited for this movie, but this trailer just got me hyped a lot. And I'm just loving the music. The preview from Hans Zimmer that was released called Paul's Dream, I think. That was amazing. And the cast looks incredible. And, even the cinematography looks epic. So I just I don't know if I want to watch more trailers now, because I think this was the definitive trailer that they should have released in the first place. But I can see why, that was kind of a teaser, I think, and this is the official trailer. So I can see why. And a lot of shots in this looks like Star Wars to me. Like they are characters that would probably go on for a decade or 2 decades, and it's just getting started. So I hope this movie succeeds, and I hope people like it, and we build a franchise from this movie, because usually you know Denis movies don't do well at the box office for some reason, but I just hope that this is a success, and I hope that he finally gets his deserved franchise and love from everyone. Apart from that, there's also Rebel Moon coming up from Zack Snyder. So I'm glad this is coming before that, so that they can kind of look at this and make something even better. Which I'm sure that Zack would have done anyway. But there's still, it's always better to go second and have the reference before that, so that you can make something even better and learn a bit or two from this. So I can see down the line this Dune and Rebel Moon being the two franchises that would that people would love, like Star Wars and Star Trek. You know, but I'm
Yeah,
probably getting way too ahead of myself. It's just the first trailer, and I'm just excited to see the movie, man.
well, I was thinking about it earlier today, and I was thinking to myself, but it might not be perceived well. This could be our generation's Star Wars.
Yes.
But then I thought to myself that Star Wars came out in a very unique time.
Yeah.
Nothing ever like it. It wasn't as many of those type of movies made, so maybe it wouldn't like be that in today's world. Star Wars if it came out, but Dune as well. I think it's a shame that there's COVID and the box office is altered, because I think this would have been Denis Villeneuve's biggest hit at the box office because of the cast. The cast of Jason Momoa or Timothy Chalamet or Zendaya. It's a very young cast, and they're up and coming. In his previous movies, he didn't really have huge box office stars attached to. Like his highest grossing movie was Blade Runner 2049, and that was one of the biggest flops of all time. In terms of the budget for that movie, but I think the
Yeah.
marketing let down that film big time. But it still grossed 260 million worldwide. So we'll have to see how this goes. Like I think Dune is fast. Like it's just very. Like, I just hope this movie doesn't do bad at the box office, because I want to see him have a win, but I also want to see a part two to this, because it looks brilliant. It looks visually stunning, and I think that's. I think if somebody maybe like a Christopher Nolan was attached to this, or let's say James Cameron, I think they would have shot number two back to back, because the box office is maybe a little bit more guaranteed with those guys. With Denis Villeneuve, it's not.
Yeah.
And he needs to start getting some box office wins, or I think the IPs that he's given will decrease and decrease, and the budget he gets will decrease and decrease, because you can't really gamble on that too many times. Zack Snyder's a very diverse director, they say, but look at his box office record. It's amazing. It really is. And
Yeah.
even Army of the Dead did really well at the box office, and it's not a box office movie. It's a streaming movie. So, like, Denis Villeneuve needs to break through that barrier, and I think the likes of this cast with Jason Momoa, who I mentioned, could be the help that he needs. no disrespect to the older actors, but I just think his style is very unique, and it's kind of like a stigma to audiences. They might not all like it, so but to introduce younger generation of actors into it, it might help them. So yeah, I think the trailer looked absolutely fantastic. I wasn't expecting to see 4 minutes of it, but yeah, it just looks amazing, man. I don't even. There's some movies I look at and I'm like, where do you start when you're trying to shoot this? Because of the visual effects and the CGI, everything. Like, how did they actually plan all this out? It's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this could be on the scale of a Star Wars in terms of what it does in today's world, what Star Wars did back in 1977. So yeah, let's go. I don't even know what the story is. I don't care. It just looks great.
Yeah,
You
absolutely,
know?
man. And also, some people have seen the first 10 minutes of this movie already in IMAX, and they said things along the lines of, it's the best thing they've seen since Star Wars and Blade Runner, and stuff like that. So I think that when the movie comes gets closer, I think the marketing will go even more bonkers, because it is also a streaming movie as well as a theatrical movie, right? So they'll have to do that. And just in the beginning of the marketing, I'm getting excited for this, so I can see what the I can only imagine what the level of hype will be, closer to release. And I just hope that by that time theaters are open here so I can watch it in IMAX, because this looks like a movie that the last time I think I got that feeling before Justice League was Interstellar, I think, that I needed to watch in theaters in IMAX. And this is the movie that I get that feeling again.
Yeah, I just hope the pandemic, because this is coming out in the winter time and flu season. I just hope that it doesn't alter the box office and stuff like this, because the date is set for this movie. It's not going to get moved
Yeah.
anymore, and it's on streaming as well, which we know that Denis Villeneuve was not happy with whatsoever. But yeah, I just hope the world's in a good enough place, or similar to how it is right now, at least, for it to do well at the box office. So yeah, and Denis Villeneuve is probably in the top 10 working directors in the world right now. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite directors after Zack Snyder, Quentin Tarantino, Nolan.
His
Um,
consistency
he's
record
just
is
brilliant.
very
Oh
similar to Nolan.
yeah, it's,
All his movies are good.
it's fantastic. Oh, like you when he's one of the directors, when he makes a movie, you know it's going to be
Yes.
good. If not great. Look at his, go watch all of his movies. They're just fantastic to watch. And I think when I first kind of noticed him was, I went to go see Blade Runner 2049 in theaters. Told the story before. I was alone, hence the poor box office
Me
performance.
too.
But it was just me. Yeah, it was just me, this big massive screen on my own in a
Me
theater,
too.
and you could hear a pin drop at times, especially when Ryan Gosling's character is just
Yeah.
walking through that dust desert scene. Like, it's just fantastic, and I was really into that film, and I enjoyed it. This looks very similar to it. I want to go see this on my own in the
Yeah.
theaters. I don't want anybody annoying me. I want to be just in this world.
Yes. And Arrival is another movie that I think was just amazing. And Blade Runner 2049
Yeah.
and
Oh,
Arrival, both are my favorites from Denis. But this also
yeah.
looks like it could be better than both of them, because it took a lot of time to make this movie, and seems like he has built a really big world here, and might have set up a lot of things to go, have sequels and stuff, because this is not the whole book. This is just part one of the book. So there's still more story to be told after this movie. And
I think there's
yeah,
a.
there's also a series.
Oh, you want to say?
There's also a series that's kind of a prequel, I think, that is directly tied. That is a spin-off to this movie, so that's also coming out. And yeah, if people like this, they will definitely check out this prequel series, and the series can do a much better job at expanding the lore of this movie, which you cannot do as much in a 3-hour movie, right? So the series will do a much better job at that. So with that context, people will be more into the movie and this universe going forward. So that's a pretty smart move, I think.
You know what I'm worried about?
What?
Seems to be all these HBO Max theatrical releases have all been under 2 hours.
Yes. But I think he
And
already
I'm like,
said the runtime was 3 hours or something.
will they allow that? Oh, I'd be surprised. I hope it is.
Oh, for Dune they'll have to. This is their blockbuster. If they well, so was GVK, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
And so it's supposed to be Justice League.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I just hope they can't fuck him around anymore because the article he wrote back in January about them doing the HBO Max releases, he was so pissed off. And
Hmm.
that they, I don't would like he's a such an artsy director. Like, would they tell him to cut 30 minutes out? I
No,
don't think he'd back down.
I don't think so. Yeah, and also one more thing which I think is a positive is that right now they have confirmed finally that it will still have day and date, right? So the issue with day and date that filmmakers were having wasn't that they cared where we watched their movies. They were just saying that you this needs to be experienced on a theater, on a big screen, blah blah blah. But that's not the reason why they wanted that. They're just pissed because they had look, the filmmakers have contracts, and the contracts have clauses that is very dependent on the box office. So if a movie goes straight to streaming on the first day, that gets heavily impacted, and you have like a big percentage of the box office money coming to you, and now you're just watching the movie on streaming. They won't get that, so they signed up for something more than they're getting. So that's the reason why they were pissed.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they were pissed. They don't care about it where you watch their movies. If you watch it on your phone or your TV or a big screen, it doesn't matter to them. So that was the main reason why they were being so pissed about it. And even Denis, so right now it's confirmed that it's going to be day and date. So I think they already made a deal, just like Wonder Woman 84. Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot were saying they were unhappy. James Gunn was unhappy. I think they just went out and made deals for these people, and we know that the deal was made, and Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot was compensated for this thing, day and date thing. So I think the similar deal was made with James Gunn and Denis Villeneuve. So that's why they're shut now. They're still carrying on with the day and date thing. So it's just simple, business. You can't say that they were wrong or right. It's business to them, and I can understand why they did that. It was in the contract, and they were not following, and they were getting affected negatively. So I understand why that was happening. But yeah, don't mistake them for don't think that they care about where you watch the movie. They don't.
All about money,
Yep.
man.
Yeah. Um, Finn Dehan, welcome to the chat. He says, or she says, I'm a sad boy. So I'm European, me no HBO. Yeah, that's another problem. That's the reason why I also like that it's coming out in theaters, and I hope that by that time the theaters are open, because I also want to see it in theaters since we don't have HBO Max here. And I'm assuming that's the case for you as well.
There's so much piracy going on as
Mm-hmm.
well because a HD copy is coming out the day it releases,
Yep, exactly.
and if you same with Disney Plus, Black Widow. You don't have to go to theaters. You don't even have to have a Disney Plus subscription. Just find a good website and you get to watch it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So yeah, I'm pretty much very excited for this movie and the series and this entire franchise. I just hope that they are successful and good and people love it, so that they can keep making this movie, this world in the future as well. Let us know what you think, and have you read the books? Do you know some things that are shown in the trailers? Because I have never read them or heard of them or know the story. So all I can see is the trailer, and it looks really good to me. And I want to go in fresh. So that's my way of enjoying this movie. So let me know if you like the things that are shown in the trailer. Are there some different things? Are there some things you don't like? Are they being faithful to the book and you love this? I know Scott McClellan, of DC Film Squadcast, they, you know, they really love this, and they are excited for this because he read the book and he is a big fan of it. And seeing that another fan of the book is loving the trailers and the marketing so far makes me more excited, because I think that shows that Denis and the crew knows what to make this movie into. So yeah.
I I definitely I won't read the books because I don't want to spoil it for
Yeah.
myself. But I I want to watch the David Lynch Leach, I just said Lynch, his Dune movie. I heard it's bad, it's not great. I want to watch his that came out years ago before I watch this one, just to see what like.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think there was there two movies or did they do a TV show as well after that? I think they had a few attempts at Dune, but they messed it up every time.
Well, we'll have to. I'm not gonna check that out as well. Maybe I'll check it out after watching this movie. But my first experience, I want to be his movie, because I know that it will be great. Even if it doesn't perform well, I know that I will like it. So yeah.